Welcome to the Joy Work Show, the podcast that goes beyond the surface of business, right to the heart, to explore the real joy and the stories behind success. Not just the moments of celebration, but the challenges that pave the way for them. Hiya, I'm Diane, and here we know that joy isn't just about the good times. Often, the greatest joy comes right after the greatest challenge. And I'm back today for part 3 of the August solo series, just about pausing, reflecting, and also taking action in August, also not waiting in August. Because if we're really, really honest, most of us are waiting, or we can be accused of waiting, or we can look back and think, why did I wait to do that thing? Why didn't I just do it straight away? So often we're waiting for more time. We're waiting for life to look better. If you're juggling being a parent in the summer, you might be waiting for the kids to go back to school and using that as an anchor, but sometimes also using it as an excuse. In my case, I keep waiting for my health to improve or for my confidence to come back a little bit from the health knocks that I have had, or the conditions to be finally right, for my hair to look right, for me to lose a little bit of weight, for all those things to happen. But the thing is always, and the gut punch truth that none of us want to hear, the right season that we're all waiting for, it's not coming. It doesn't exist. When the thing that you're waiting for finally happens, something else will come in its way to make you think, oh, now I have to wait for that, or now this has happened, so I need to deal with that. Let's face it, life will always life. The proverbial will always hit the fan. And the reason we have to move and the reason we can't stop waiting is because clarity doesn't come from waiting. Things don't happen from waiting. It comes from moving. It comes from being in motion and having momentum. And if you're listening to this thinking that you've been sitting in the wings of your own life, convincing yourself that next week, next month, next quarter, next year will finally be the time that you rise, this is me right now calling you out and calling you forward. There was a season, in fact, there has been so many seasons in my own business and in my own life where I have kept rewriting the plan. Even this year, I can look back with the health challenges, which I've told you about, and if you follow me on social media, you'll be so aware of, that I've kept having to rewrite the plan. But there has been times where there's always been moments and dates in the diary that I'm like, well, I'll just get to that point. I'll just get to that test result. I'll just wait till that happens. And then the system lets you down, or something happens, or that date then moves to another date. And before I know it, life is moving on in front of me. And one thing, I never want my health, my children, my life. I want my life to be full, and I want to keep seeing it happen. So I can't give myself these many deadlines that are false, and are deadlines that are holding me back, not deadlines that are holding me forward. And every time that has happened, I've always thought, if I just bought myself more time, if I waited for life to calm down a little bit, and if I'd done that, and there's certainly been a time throughout June and July, if I'd waited for life to calm down, I would have pretty much closed my business. I'd convinced myself that if I waited for that time, I'd be able to go all in. I'd be able to make those moves. I'd be able to send the message, send the email, contact the person, whatever it is, launch the thing, whatever it is I was waiting for. But I can't wait. I might need to adjust. I might need to put the sales up a bit further. I might need to ask for help. I might need to think about my business model. But I can't wait. Because when you do that, what actually happens is, the more that I waited, the more that I put these faux deadlines in place, that when things got better, the heavier it got. The heavier the challenges felt. And the dream that I wanted, that dream life that's out in the future, started to feel further and further away. Not closer, not achievable, suddenly not for me. And then when I actually stopped waiting, but perhaps adjusted, when I decided to take a small but real step forward in the middle of the mess, in the middle of the chaos, knowing that my health might make me stop, my children might need me, life might still hit the proverbial, everything shifted. And it wasn't because it was easy, and it wasn't because it was perfect, and it wasn't because anything changed. The only thing that changed was me, because I finally gave myself permission to be in motion the way that I could be in motion at that time. It might not look how I thought the motion was going to look like, or feel the way I thought the motion was going to look like, but I was there and I was doing it. And my business stands to tell the tale. And the magic of it is joy is not sitting on the horizon waiting for the conditions to be perfect. Joy is created in the imperfect, courageous step you take today. The joy is in the extraordinary ordinary, and you can create that today. But when we think about it, what's really going on is we're not waiting for the perfect season. We're not waiting for that thing to happen, to have better hair, to have smaller thighs, to look better, to feel better. We're avoiding the imperfect present. We're thinking that all of these things are going to stop us from moving forward. But ultimately, we're scared of failing. We're scared of being seen while it's messy. We're scared of being seen as messy. We're scared of being seen as a little bit weird or different. We're scared that if we commit without excuses, we'll finally have to face our own power. It may even be that you're a little bit scared of success because with success comes visibility and pressure and success. But the paradox is that the very things you're waiting for, the very things that so many small business owners tell me that they want, clarity, confidence, courage, momentum within their business, they only come when you move. The longer you wait, the more joy drains out of your work. The longer you wait, the heavier your business feels, the heavier your challenges feel. And the longer you wait, the more you start believing the lie that maybe it's not for you. When if you just tried, if you just moved, if you just took the momentum, you would see just how magic you are. And that energy comes right back to you, and you're able to do the things that before you made the move, you felt completely incapable of doing. So here's how to break the waiting cycle. Call your own bluff. Stop pretending life will calm down. This is one I've had to tell myself frequently because it won't, and it doesn't need to. You can still move from where you are. You might have to do it differently. It might look differently to how you thought. You might need to adjust those sails. Think about what you want and what you can do to get to where you want to go. And it's okay for your want to change. And it's okay for it needing to change. But stop pretending life will calm down, because it won't. Pick one imperfect action, not 10. Not a full launch, not a full business overhaul, just one real move that pulls you out of planning, that pulls you out of the to-do list, that pulls you out of saying, just when I get this done, just when I get the website live, just when I get my logo done, just when I know what my whole course is going to be, just when I know my whole product line is going to be. You want that one move to put you out of planning and into visibility. There are people out there selling and making thousands and thousands of pounds with no sales pages, no full product, no course written. They're doing it with guest lists, pre-sales, special offers, market research. Go out and get visible and talk to your audience about what it is you do. And then anchor it in accountability. Tell someone, post about it. Create a point of no return so you can't keep it hidden. If you love deadlines, stop making faux deadlines about when I get over this health challenge, when the kids go back to school, when I get a haircut, when I get better makeup, when I feel better about myself. And start making it deadlines for the things you want to get done. Mini goals, celebratory points, because every time you act, even in complete chaos, even in the messy middle, you teach yourself a powerful truth. You are capable here and now. You can do the hard things now, not someday. So my challenge for you this week, if you're sitting there thinking, this is me, I want it, when this podcast comes out, there's 2 weeks left in August. Are you on countdown to the kids go back to school? Are you on countdown believing that nobody buys in August? Are you on countdown believing that everything's going to get better in September? If you are, this is my challenge for you. What's the one thing you've been waiting to do until life calms down? I dare you to do it this week, in August. Not in September, not when things feel easier, now. And I don't mean if it's something huge and a huge launch, that is not what I mean. But can you start talking about a huge launch on social media? Can you start creating buzz around something? It doesn't need to be the big thing. It could be build up to it. Maybe you haven't been posting on social media, so start posting again. Tell people what's coming up in September. If you want September to be as great in your mind as you think it's going to be when everything calms down, you need to make the moves now. Because September starts right after August ends. It's right there. You don't want to wait till your kids are back at school. Some kids are back on the 3rd. Some kids are back on the 8th, 9th. Are you going to wait till then and then get going? Because clarity doesn't come in waiting, remember? It comes in moving, but it can be little steps. And in your joy, it's waiting for you on the other side of courage, on the other side of that movement, on the other side of the thing. If you want to go big in September, start making small steps today in August. If this episode shook something loose in you, share it with me, tag me, DM me, or come into the Joy Work Club, the free community where we don't just wait for alignment, we create it together. The link is in the show notes. Thank you so much for listening to the Joy Work Show today. And if it resonated with you and if you liked it, I would love nothing more than you subscribing wherever you are listening to this now. Press the follow button, the wee alarm, whatever button is there for you to subscribe. It means the world, means I can keep doing more of these and more people get to know about the Joy Work Show. And what's better than spreading a little bit of joy? Thank you so much for listening to me today, and I'll see you next time.